everyone, Stormy Strike here, and I first want to quickly apologize if I ever sound cranky during this video. I am sorry. I am currently a bit cranky because of reasons not related to this video. But in this video, we're going to be talking more about Spirit Riding Free. I'm going to be talking about some new information we have on it, some new images that have come out, and I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about the new pictures of the toys that have come out and all that kinds of fun stuff. So I first want to start off talking about something that I haven't put into a video yet, and that is that DreamWorks has a Spirit Riding Free book that is coming out. It's called The Adventure Begins. It is written by Suzanne Selfors. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. The age range for this book is 8 to 12, or the grade level is 3 to 7. So that gives you kind of a general idea right there what kind of audience Spirit Riding Free is geared towards. So it is going to be geared towards kids and young teens. But what I really want to talk about is that this book has a little about the book section, which kind of gives a summary of what the book is, and therefore I think this is going to give us a general idea more about what Spirit Riding Free is about. So I'm going to go ahead here and read you what the Spirit Riding Free book is apparently about then. 12-year-old Lucky Prescott craves adventure, but as a young lady of society, she's only been allowed to experience adventure through books. That is until one fateful day when Lucky, her father, and her aunt leave their neat and tidy city life and travel to their new home out west, the Wild West. At first, Lucky is excited, but during the long train ride to her new hometown of Meradero, I don't know if that's how you say that, I'm sorry, she begins to worry. What if she doesn't make any new friends? Everyone in the West rides horses, but she's never been allowed to even sit on one. How can she possibly fit in? Anxious about the future, Lucky looks out the train window and sees a majestic wild stallion. When their eyes meet, she senses a connection, but when the stallion is caught by wranglers, Lucky's heart breaks. And when she next sees the stallion, he's tied to a post, refusing to be broken in. Spirit Riding Free, The Adventure Begins, is the story of a girl and a wild horse, equally out of place in a strange new world, but equally fierce and brave. With each other to lean on, will these two free spirits be able to find a home together? So there you have it, guys. There's the kind of general idea of what I guess Spirit Riding Free is going to be about. I also found another little tidbit that is going to maybe give us a little bit more information about the show, is another book called Spirit Riding Free Book 2, DreamWorks Spirit. It's a hardcover book, not set to come out until October. But I found this on Amazon, and it has a little bit of a little tidbit here, so I'm going to go ahead and read you that as well. It says it's the second exciting installment in the new adventure series. Lucky Prescott and Spirit, the wild stallion, have an unbreakable bond. Along with their new best friends, Abigail and Peru, Lucky and Spirit set off on daring adventures, push their limits, and discover what it means to be truly free. So far I will admit it doesn't sound extremely exciting or even all that different from other horse related stuff that's come out, but then again, there's only really so much you can do, I guess, after so long. But again, I'm not gonna be judging it until it actually comes out, so we'll just have to see what happens, and hopefully there's some good writers on the show that know how to make it a goodish story and develop, hopefully, likable characters and all that fun stuff. So I think I've already said this before, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I can't entirely remember what I've already said and haven't said in the videos. But I still am not sure what to think about this series at all. I hope that it'll be, like, okay. I mean, that would be nice if it was, like, okay. I can't really expect it to be great. I can't expect it to be as good as the original Spirit. But if we think of it as kind of mostly a separate entity from Spirit, which in fact it is a separate entity away from the original Spirit, is how I'm looking at it, and I'm hoping that it'll just maybe be okay. I'm not going to judge it entirely until we actually see the show. I can't even say for sure what the animation's going to look like, because based on the pictures we've seen, these could just be kind of like promo pictures and not actually pictures really representing what the actual show will look like. It does seem very likely, though, that's going to be some kind of 3D animation. I don't know for sure, though. Again, we'll just have to kind of wait and see. Another little tidbit of information that I've heard is that there is apparently a little preview of it that has already come out on the DreamWorks Trolls DVD. I have not seen it, though, and I have not seen it released on the internet anywhere. So basically, I'm going to try and keep an open mind. I'm going to hope it's okay, but I'm going to still kind of keep semi-low expectations. And I'm just going to watch the series and make my full judgment on there on whether or not I think it's good or I like it, or from like a film standpoint, if it is considered any good. I don't know. But we'll get to that when it comes out. But let's just go ahead and talk about some of the images here from the show, and then we'll move on to talk about the images of the toys. So I do want to talk a little bit about this cover of the Spirit Riding Free, The Adventure Begins book. So examining this image, there are a few things that honestly bother me about it. One is the fact that Lucky is sitting way too far back on Spirit's back. Like, no, you're not supposed to sit there when you're riding bareback. When you're riding bareback, you're supposed to sit right behind the horse's withers. You're not supposed to sit in the middle of their back like that, basically on their croup. Like, what? The second thing that really bothers me about this image is why is Spirit's mane, like, behind her? From a perspective, artisty thing, that's not right. Like, why is his mane behind her? Also, why is there's like a piece of his mane that we see, like, from behind Lucky? That does not look like it matches, like, it doesn't look like it matches up with the, like, it's a little bit extended out weird, like, it doesn't match up with the rest of his mane. I really don't know how to explain it entirely well in this video, but it's just, it doesn't look right to me. And again, why it looks like his mane should be in front of her, like when we look at it, his mane should be in front of her, not behind her. It doesn't make sense perspectively, it doesn't make any sense, and it's weird. The third thing that bothers me is just Spirit's anatomy in general looks a little funky. It's not completely terrible, but it is funky. His neck looks a little weird. His chest, how they shaded it, kind of looks weird, like it doesn't have any dimension to it that it's supposed to have. And also, like, his back legs look a little funky too, and everything's just a little bit funky. It's a little bit off. This is the crankiness that I was talking about earlier, and I'm very sorry about it. But yes, I just can't like this image very much. It just feels off. There's things about it that are off, and it kind of bugs me. But that image is nothing compared to the uncomfortableness that I feel when looking at this one. This one says Ready for Adventure and it has Spirit and Lucky on it and with a star behind them. The reason I don't like this image is because Spirit looks at me very, very awkwardly. Like, Spirit just looks at you with those eyes like it does. It's very uncomfortable. When I look at this image, I just feel very uncomfortable. That's the only way I can really describe it. The way Spirit's eyes are and like how they're looking at you, and the angle of his nose, like his nose looks really big for some reason, and his cheeks look really weird and small, and there's just something very weird about this look of him. Now, I'm not saying all the pictures of him so far are weird or terrible, because a couple of the other ones I've seen are fine. They look okay. There's nothing really too wrong with them. But this one just looks so awkward and uncomfortable to me. I don't really know what it is. Lucky, the girl, looks fine, I guess. She's fine. I don't look at her and feel awkward. But when I look at Spirit, there's just something that feels awkward about this angle of him and this kind of look his eyes have. I really just can't even describe it. Here is another picture of Lucky that was seen in the MyFroggyStuff Toy Fair video. I don't really know how to feel at all about the human characters yet. I still feel like this is kind of a Horselandy vibe I'm getting from the human characters and such. But I'll probably be getting more into that whenever we get more of the series. I just don't really feel like going over the humans as much right now. We're just mostly going to talk about the horses, I think. Here's another picture of Spirit. Now, you see this picture of Spirit I'm pretty okay with. Like, this one doesn't make me feel uncomfortable at all. This one is okay to me. The angle of it is kind of okay. It's kind of still a weird angle that he's kind of looking at you, but it doesn't look extremely anatomy weird or anything. So yeah, this one I'm totally okay with. Alright, now let's get into talking about the toys now. And it looks like there's some toys that are not going to be by Breyer, and then some toys that are by Breyer. I'm not really sure what the deal is on that, but let's go ahead and first look at these screenshots of the Breyer, like, classic-sized toys. We actually saw a little bit of them in a previous video I did a while ago, but we didn't get as much of a clear look at them. And the other ones seemed more like prototypes. These ones seem more like the ones that are actually going to be out in production. So first off here we have the one of Spirit and Lucky. I don't know what to say about the doll. It does look a little funky to me. The arms look really short and thin, and the heads look too big, so oh my gosh, I just don't even know what to deal with that. The spirit horse itself is okay, except one thing I've noticed with all of these classic Breyer spirit toys with the brushable mane and tails is what the heck is up with those forelocks? What is up with those forelocks? No, like seriously. What? Every single one of these horses, their forelocks are like whoop, just like a big bushly fluffy nonsense. I don't even know. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, every single horse, their forelocks are just a disaster. Their mane and tails look okay, but their forelocks are just ooh, a little too poofy. Too much poof going on. Now here's a look at Chica Linda and Peru. I guess, did they change her name to Peru instead of Prudence, by the way? It kind of looks like to me they are giving her Peru as more of her name instead of Prudence. I'm guessing someone on the team said, hey, Prudence is kind of a weird name. Maybe we should go with something a little bit more simple or a little bit more appealing, like Peru, which I guess isn't that much more appealing. I don't know. And this is no offense to anyone named Prudence. It is just kind of a weird name. Like, I don't know why they chose to give this girl this name. It just seems very strange for this show. Anyway, I do stand corrected that the forelock on this boxed version of Chica Linda and Prudence, or Peru, whatever, the forelock on this one actually looks kind of okay. But in general, this model, the shading actually looks pretty nice. It's kind of classic Breyer looking coloring and shading. Brushable mane and tail, I'm not always a huge fan of personally, because again, I've mentioned this before, but with mohair, it can look really, really good and really realistic and really awesome if it's done usually by an artist, like by hand, one of a kind. That usually turns out great, but these mass-produced toys, the mohair doesn't usually look all that great because it is also just meant to be like played with and not displayed like some of the artistic, beautiful mohair pieces that artists have done. Anyway, it looks like the Chica Linda horse here comes with a little saddle pad, which looks like just kind of cheap felt, and then a plastic bridle and saddle, which look okay, nothing too fancy or too fantastic, of course. But I think for kids to be playing with, this is a kind of cute little set, I think. And now we shall move on. Oh my gosh, I still can't get over this forelock. Look at this forelock on Spirit. Like, what is that? It's like a mohawk forelock. A forelock? I don't know what's going on. It's very weird, though. I hope they figure out a way to kind of fix that, because that's a little cray-cray. Moving on now to Boomerang and Abigail. And I find it very funny that Boomerang is already kind of the fan favorite. Boomerang is so cute. And I don't know, he's just adorable. There's something about this horse that is just absolutely adorable. I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know. But he is adorable. Even though in this picture his forelock is just woof, crazy again too. But he is super cute, and I'm really, really hoping that Boomerang is actually a really nice, likable character in the show. Because I swear, if they make Boomerang like a super annoying character in the show or something, that is just gonna really suck. Because I want to buy all the toys of him because he is so cute. Like, look at him. He's just adorable. Anyway, with this Breyer set, it comes with Boomerang and then Abigail. Again, the dolls look a little bit disproportionate, which I'm not super excited about. And then Boomerang comes with kind of a weird, not so great looking olive green saddle pad and then a plastic saddle and bridle. Now here's a look at the traditional Spirit models, and this is again from the MyFroggyStuff Toy Fair video. So here's the models like out of their boxes and stuff. So we see Spirit, who looks kind of like maybe a little bit kind of different shade of yellow than the original one. And we also see that he has kind of like a very lightly like airbrushed blaze. And then we have Chica Linda in the rain mold, and again just kind of soft airbrushing on them for the most part. It looks like they have fairly nice shading though, which is nice. And regardless, I think she's pretty cute. I mean, I don't feel like this mold, the rain mold, fits the character at all though, from what I've seen so far. the character does not look like the same as Rain, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't have the same kind of typing as Rain does. I have no idea. And then here we have Boomerang, who is once again super adorable, like the most adorable one out of everything. He looks like he actually has like nice masked on areas for his markings and stuff. And he looks like he has like a brown eye, like actually a brown painted tri-eye maybe? I don't know, he actually looks really cute and nice. I'm gonna have to have him because he's so adorable. Now from HoneyHeartsC video, here's some pictures of the kind of paddock pal size spirit writing free toys by Breyer, but these are in the Breyer catalog, so these are like kind of different photos from the ones that I showed and talked about in the previous video from a little while ago now. So here's just a look at the little paddock pal size toys. Again, I think the horses are really cute. I think the molds look maybe not entirely perfect or biomechanically. They might not be like perfect representations of real horses, but they do look super cute though, so I'm totally down for that. The little rider figures actually look really cute too. Like, they're like kind of the paddock pal style little riders, and they actually do look kind of cute so far based on these prototype pictures. Then here is Chica Linda and Prudence, or Peru, or whatever. And then apparently the Chica Linda does come with some like little plastic, looks like a saddle, a bridle, and a little breast collar too, so that's kind of neat. This model looks pretty nicely done from just based on this picture. It looks really nicely done. I will say that the Chica Linda horse as a character seems very snobby. I don't know if the actual show, if the horse is going to be snobby or something, but she looks like a very snobby, cranky mare based on the pictures of the toys and of the pictures from the show of her. That's just what she reminds me of, but I don't know if her actual character is going to be like that at all or not. And then thirdly, of course, is Boomerang, who again looks like he comes with the plastic saddle, breast collar, and bridle, and then also a little figure of Abigail. Again, Boomerang looks like the cutest of all the three. Even more cute than Spirit, in my opinion. He's just adorable for some reason, and his mold looks really, really kind of fun and dynamic. Now we see these same three paddock pal or little bit sized Breyer models again of these three characters in apparently a painting kit that Breyer is going to be coming out with the three characters in them, and you can paint them. Let me just say, you cannot paint those horses using those paints. You just can't. But that always just amuses me when I see these Breyer paint kits or any kind of horse related, or any paint kits, I guess, in general. Any kind of paint kit thing, they make it look super good. Like, wow, you can actually paint that, even though you don't have the right colors for that. You don't like get the right colors of paint for that. You don't get the right size of brushes or anything. But I don't know, that just always amuses me. But again, as I said, you can see those same three like paddock pal scale molds in this little paint kit that's going to come out. Continuing with the paint kits here, there's also going to be a stablemate version with Breyer stablemate molds that we already have seen and know. And again, it does make me laugh that they put on there like, oh, you can paint this just by using these three colors, only three colors of paint and this little brush. You can make that same exact horse right there, even though that one was obviously airbrushed in a factory. I don't know, it makes me laugh every time I see that, and it kind of sucks in a way, because whenever I was a kid and we get these kind of horse paint kit things, I would look at the pictures on the box too, and I'd be like, I can do that. And then you'd start doing it and you realize, no, you can't actually quite do that, not with what you're given. And it's just kind of sad and funny, I don't know. But these are the little stablemate kits, individual stablemates, just like each one, and then you paint it to look like that specific character, or you can paint it however you want, you know. Now the final paint kit looks like it's actually the classic size Spirit that we saw in the other little toy things. So this is the classic size Spirit, and it actually comes with a mohair mane and tail and forelock, and then you paint the rest of the horse or whatever. So that's kind of neat though, that they're doing all these different varieties of paint kits and stuff, which I think are really fun. There's also going to be a Spirit blind bags thing. They're really pushing out those blind bags, Breyer is. So that's kind of cool, and it looks like they're going to have Boomerang, who of course I'm going to have to definitely get him. They're going to have Boomerang and Spirit, and then Chica Linda, and then they have all these other horses, which I don't know if these horses are actually going to be characters in the show, or if they're just kind of fun, random little additional horses to just play with or whatever. But there are quite a few of them that I think are really cute, and I would like to get my hands on. It also looks like that a little donkey even comes in with the blind bags. And that is really cool if they're going to have that little stablemate donkey in there. I think that's really, really awesome. I'd love to have that one too. And then there's also a golden rearing Andalusian model stablemate right there that is really cool looking. And I guess that's probably going to be like the one that's harder to find or something maybe. So overall, I am excited about these little things. People said that they have eyebrows, but I'm looking at this picture here. Maybe I'm just not looking closely enough. But I'm not sure if these little stablemates have eyebrows or not. I am using a screenshotted picture right here, so it's not the best quality, so I can't quite tell if these little stablemates have eyebrows or not. And then here we have little plush toys of the 3 horses. Okay, they're kind of cute, but I also feel like their faces are a little weird. They're a little weird in general. They're very simplistic, which is okay, but I do feel like their faces are just kind of, there's something a little bit off about like how the shape of their faces are. But they're kind of cute. The Spirit one is pretty cute, I think. Again, what is it with Boomerang being like super cute, and he actually looks kind of okay proportion-wise on the face too. Maybe it's because he's mostly white on his face or something. But he looks okay. He actually looks really cute and okay, while the Spirit and Chica Linda one are just kind of, they're alright. But the Boomerang one, again, is just spot on. Alright, now this next picture is interesting because there's a lot going on in it. And so we're going to have to kind of break it down into parts. And I'm also not sure if all these toys are by Breyer. I know the ones in the back definitely are because there's a traditional Spirit and then the little plushes that we just saw. And then also the classic size Spirit, and then it looks like maybe the Paddock Pal one too. But I'm not entirely sure if all of the toys in this picture are by Breyer, or if some of them look like they're actually by a different toy company, which we're going to see more pictures of the ones that I'm pretty sure are not by Breyer. They must be by some other toy company, and I don't know which one. I'm sure we'll find out later on, though, what toy company it is. I also want to point out in this picture here how on the TV it looks like they're playing a little preview or something of the Spirit Riding Free TV show. And unfortunately it looks really weird. We can tell like whatever they were playing on here was actually a moving picture because we can kind of see like the little ghost, that's what I call them anyway, the ghosts, like kind of ghost low opacity lines of like the legs of the horses like they're running or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we can get a kind of a sneak peek of what the animation is going to look like. But at the same time, we can't really see it too well here because this picture is not super great, and this is a picture of it when it was moving, so it looks a little funky. But that's kind of our best kind of example right now of the animation besides the pictures that we've already seen. These toys right here look like they're from a different company besides Breyer. At least that's what I'm kind of guessing, but I'm not sure. But they show Abigail and Peru, and they show 2 dolls of Abigail and Peru that are like taller dolls, and then they also have a little Boomerang and a little Spirit with a little tiny Abigail and a little tiny Lucky dolls that look kind of cute from here. I don't know. Now moving to one of the more prominent parts of this picture is what looks to be a pretty good sized Spirit toy and Lucky doll, and they look like they're pretty big, kind of. I'm not sure how the perspective on this picture is, but they look like they're kind of a bigger scale of horse and rider. It looks like maybe more Barbie sized. It's something that's definitely a bit bigger than traditional Breyers, I think. And it's kind of neat. It looks like it comes with a little blanket for Spirit, and then a little like bucket with food or something in it, and then the Lucky doll looks like she comes with like a little canteen or like a little bag or something. So that's kind of cute, and I think that would be really fun for kids to play with. Now lastly for this picture is the part that I think is the most intriguing to me. These are kind of strange because they just don't feel like they fit in necessarily with the other Spirit Riding Free stuff that we've seen so far. And again, this is not a great picture, so we can't really get a good look at what we're looking at. But what is interesting is that I think the Boomerang horse and the white horse is actually the same two that we're going to see in photos in a few minutes here. I don't know what scale these little horses are, but they look like maybe they're around paddock pal scale again, but I'm not really sure. What I think is really interesting is the fact that it looks like a little Shire or Clydesdale horse, probably Clydesdale, I guess. A Clydesdale horse is in with this mix, and so I'm wondering if there's going to be a Clydesdale character in the Spirit Riding Free show. And if there is, I think that's kind of cool if they're going to be mixing in some different horse breeds. Something else interesting is the little teeny, even tinier horses at the bottom, which look like maybe stablemate scale or maybe smaller. I'm not really sure. But these little horses, and you can't really identify them. One looks like it's painted like Boomerang, so I'm wondering if that's a little Boomerang figure. They almost kind of look like stablemates, but at the same time they don't. I don't really know what they are. They kind of look unfinished too. It looks like maybe they're kind of just more in the works still. The Appaloosa horse, like little figure 2 up here. This one looks kind of weird to me. Maybe it's just the lighting in the photo, but it looks like it's unfinished or something. This is another one where I'm wondering if this is going to be a character in the Spirit Riding Free show, or if it's just some random horse. I have no idea. I don't know if these are like plastic figures or if there's something else. I don't really know what's going on. But, you know, let's just go ahead and jump into the couple of pictures here that I think that white horse there and that Boomerang, I think, are the same ones as we're going to see in these other photos from like a different section of the toy fair or something. I don't know where this picture originally came from, but this is what I'm talking about. This white horse here looks like the same one we just saw. The white horse and the Chica Linda horse, and I don't know who the white horse is. Maybe it is a character in the series or something. I have no idea. These two horses don't look like they're Breyers. They just don't have that same look that Breyers have, I feel. Their paint jobs, the material they're made out of even looks like it's not the same as Breyers. So these are ones I'm assuming are maybe made by a different toy company. And one of the most glaring things is the fact that they have these weird holes in their legs, which I'm really hoping that this was just for their like little prototype things and that they weren't finished yet. If these are what the final product is going to look like, I am going to say that is very, very, very disappointing if they have these holes in the horse's legs. I just feel like they shouldn't have such a glaring, annoying thing as that on these toys, especially in this modern day and age when I feel like these kind of problems can be kind of easily fixed in one way or another, and that kids shouldn't have to have these toys that have really big, weird, hollow legs going on. Beyond that, I will say this white horse, like the face and the mane, looks really cute. And the Chica Linda one, actually the mane and the face on that one looks really cute too. And now we also have Boomerang and Spirit that look like they're the same kind of little figures or toys or whatever as the Chica Linda and the white horse. So here's Boomerang, and again, he looks super cute. It also does look like he has that really annoying hole in his leg though. And this Boomerang does look like it's maybe the same one in that other photo, except just at a different angle. So again, same as the other ones, Boomerang's face and like the mane, they look really cute and nice. Those holes in the legs though are extremely bothersome, and I really hope they fix that before they actually mass produce these toys, or if they have already fixed them as they're mass producing them or whatever. And so lastly here is Spirit, and Spirit looks like he comes with a little blanket with him, which is kind of cute. Now the Spirit one looks like it might not actually have holes in its legs, so crossing our fingers that they don't actually have those weird hollow hole things in their legs. Maybe that is just like part of the production process or something, and they hadn't gotten to fixing those yet before they put these prototypes out at the toy fair or whatever. This Spirit figure does look cute. Again, it does not look Breyer to me. This is just not a Breyer look. This looks a lot more like the Wowie, I believe is the company that made some Spirit toys before. So I don't know if Wowie is still around, but these kind of look more in that style of the Wowie toys than they do of Breyer, so I'm assuming it is some other toy company that is making these. Now in this picture we have quite a bit going on again, but this looks like the same big Spirit that was in the other picture. The other one that looks like it's maybe a bit bigger than traditional, maybe more like Barbie sized around there. So we get another look at that horse and the Lucky doll. And then we also see that the Abigail and Peru doll look like they're the same size as the Lucky doll, so those ones must be like in the same scale as that. So we get to see a better look at those dolls. From what I can see, they actually look kind of okay. Like, I don't know if they're super great looking dolls, but they look like pretty cute little dolls. Now, I can't tell too well, but on this little box that says Lucky, it doesn't look like there's an actual doll in there. It looks like it's more of a picture of like the prototype doll or what they're going to be kind of going for. But it doesn't look like that's the actual doll. It looks like a very flat, like printed out picture of what they want to put in that box, basically. On the very left-hand side of this photo, we see an edge of a box, but we can't quite see what's in the box. We see what looks like, again, a printed out cutout of Lucky, but not actually a figure itself, but I'm not quite sure. Again, these pictures aren't super high def or anything, so we can't get a super good look, but I am curious what exactly is in this box. I'm also curious by the fact that I haven't really seen any logos or names anywhere that could indicate which toy brand is making these toys. Lastly, in this picture, we see a little stable on the right, and we will go ahead and jump into another picture of that right now. So here we have what looks like is going to be like a little barn and playset stable thing that comes with probably the little spirit figure here. Again, this spirit figure doesn't really look Breyer to me. It looks like it might be another toy company that made this. The stable itself is just this kind of cute little multicolor stable. I do agree it is kind of silly seeming that Spirit Riding Free is the title of this show, and yet we have Spirit living in a stable, but I don't even know. Again, I'm getting very much Horseland vibes from this. This stable even just kind of feels Horseland to me. But so far it does look like it's kind of cute though for kids. It looks like there's all kinds of fun little accessories, like a little hay thing there, and a little wheelbarrow, and like a little box, and a little bucket, and a little ladder, and like some little stuff for the loft. This will probably be a fun little set for kids, I think. In the right-hand corner of this picture, we get what looks like the box design for the stable, and it says Spirit Barn Playset, or at least that's what I'm assuming the rest of the word is, but Spirit Barn Playset there. And so we get a little bit of a look at the outer box art there. Alright, we're almost at the end here, and then we get these other Spirit plush toys. Now these ones do not look like the Breyer ones. I'll put a side-by-side comparison there so you can see these do not look like the same ones. They're very different. It looks like they're probably made by a different toy company. Again, we don't know which toy company. We'll find out at some point though. These ones are different from the Breyer ones. They have longer legs. Their faces are different. I'm not really sure if I think either one is really cuter or nicer than the other. But these ones may be even posable. It looks like they could be posable. That would be nice if they did make them posable, because these kinds of horses looks like they would be good little posable plush horses. Again, Boomerang looks like the cutest of the three, but the Spirit one actually looks kind of nice, and the Chica Linda one isn't so bad either. I wish I could see these all in person so I could really get a better idea of what we're dealing with here. Now this is the final photo, and what's interesting is that this is called Blind Box Horse Figures. It also says Wave 1, which means they're planning on doing more of these in the future. So it looks like what these are these like little cardboardy boxes. And then they may even have like a little fence, it looks like. One of them has like a fence around it, so I don't know if that's included with that too or what. But it looks like these little blind boxes, and then you're going to get a little horse inside. At the top of this display box, we can see that there are 8 different little horses that are going to be the little blind bag horses. Again, we see Spirit, we see Boomerang, we see Chica Linda, and then we also see what looks like that white horse again. And then also that Shire that we saw in the other picture. So it looks like that Shire and that White Horse are going to be characters in the show. We also see Appaloosa Horse, which kind of looks like that other Appaloosa figure that we saw in that one picture. So it looks like that these are actually going to be other horse characters that are going to be appearing in the show. There's also a little foal, which is really cute. I'm wondering if that's also going to be kind of like a little kind of more important character maybe to the show or something. I have no idea. But these figures do look different though from what we've seen previously. And lastly in this picture, we actually get a little sneak peek, I think, of the little figures that are in the boxes. But we don't get a very good look at them. There is what looks like to be that same foal that is on that picture up there. Like in the very, very left corner of this picture, we see kind of like a little foal butt kind of sticking out there. So I'm wondering if that is what one of the little blind bag horses. And if so, again, this kind of doesn't really look like Breyer at all to me. And the fact that the Breyer logo is not on these like little display boxes is also telling me that these are not Breyer made. These are made by another company. I looked really closely on this picture, but I can't see anything that indicates which toy company made this. Alright everyone, I think that concludes this video then. I will of course do another one of these videos when more pictures and information and whatever comes out. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep up with all the latest spirit writing free news. I post anything and everything I come across on my YouTube channel here or on Instagram and Facebook to keep you guys up to date on what the latest news is about all this spirit writing free stuff going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment down below telling me how you feel about the story so far that we saw based on that little book summary. And also in the comments, feel free to let me know which spirit writing free toy you're the most excited about. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a super duper wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!